okay, how does this not mute your mic? Like every time you're on here, it literally
Oh,
just
Baba.
no, you're good. You're fine. It literally just won't mute you. Like every time.
It literally said tap to unmute.
You were unmuted. Like it didn't mute you. It literally just doesn't mute you every single time.
Oh, it said tap to unmute on my screen.
Shoot, it showed me on your screen that you was unmuted the entire time.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god. So so y'all,
Mm-hmm.
this is we're reviewing the Drake album, okay? We're doing the Drake album because it got a lot of polarizing, to say the least, responses. Okay, you got one side over here like, "What is this, Drake?" And you got other people that's like, "I love this, Drake." And I've never seen people so divided over an album. So what are y'all's initial thoughts?
So, all right. So, I am a huge Drake fan. Like, I love me some Drake. I love
Mhm.
me some Drake. Okay. So when this drop, I'm such a big fan. I waited till midnight when it drops and listened to it immediately. I didn't wait for the next day. I stayed up to that album 3 times, all the way through 3 times. Because like sometimes you listen to an album, the first time you're like, maybe
Mhm.
I gotta give it another chance. So I listened to it the second time, and I was like, okay, there's a couple more songs I like. And in the third listen, I realized I just don't like this album. Now, um, I personally, I love
Mhm.
house music. I like dance hall. I like shit like that. I love that kind of music, right? But to me, like it sounds like the same song in different variations, like over and over again. And I'm not hearing like a lot of I don't know. I'm not hearing the Drake that I would like to hear. And I don't think there's anything wrong with like him going out of the box for the album, but like for me personally, it's just not doing it for me. It's just not. It just sounds like really thrown together, and like he rushed to put this out because he saw, oh, Beyonce come with an album. Let me just throw some shit together and put it out before her. Like that's how it sounds like to me. But I gave it a chance. I listened to it 3 times.
Mhm.
That's my thoughts.
Okay, Celine.
Okay, so I actually love it. Um, I think the reason why I love it is because I know that he stepped out of an element that he not, like technically used to being in, and I applaud him for that. And I do think though that since Beyonce had announced that she was coming out with an album, that he did kind of just push it out because she is coming out. I don't think that he knew she was coming out with an album, so I think that it made him rush even faster to have to pick songs and just get something out there because he already knew if he put that shit out the same time Beyonce came out, it's gonna be over with. It was just gonna be over.
Mhm.
So I think he just gave it a chance, and I think for him, he'll actually probably throw out another one that will be probably better quality because I don't think he had enough time to actually make the decision on how he was gonna do his drop since Beyonce had showed up. That I do think that though, but at the same time, I just think for him to step out of his element and to be bold enough to go into that genre, I feel like that was a bold move. I feel like that's
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh,
we lost you, Celine.
we lost you. No, we lost
Oh
her.
no,
Oh
no.
no, mid sentence. Yeah, yeah, she's gone. She froze.
Oh
Um,
man,
so I guess
she
I'll
probably
pick up
still
where
talking.
she. Yeah, she probably is. I'll just pick up where she left off at till she reacclimates to the system. So for me, uh,
Oh,
there she go.
Celine, are you there?
I'm like I might be going in and out. Go
Y-
ahead, Smooth. Go ahead
Yeah.
and do yours because I'm going in and out. I'm under this bridge right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So for me, one, I feel like one, I'm glad that he finally stepped outside of his comfort zone because each album to me has been formulaic. Like I knew exactly what I was gonna get for Drake. Like every single time, I'm like, I said, "Where's my dance hall cut? There it is. Where's my R&B cut? There it is. Where's my rapping song? There it is. I'm like, I know when he's gonna do the little break thing where he's like melodramatic over like just some synths or some shit. Like I know what he's gonna do. So every album, I'm like, yeah, it's good because it's Drake. It's like going to McDonald's. Like, ain't too much different gonna happen. Like you know, every time you go to Drake albums, you're like, yep, this is what I'm gonna get every time. And for this one, I immediately paused because I opened it up. I'm like, oh yeah, Drake album. Here we go. I started the intro and it was just a little melody, and I'm like, what? And then I looked at my phone. I said, dance. I paused the whole thing. I said, wait a minute. I said, nah. I said he's not going to do this. I'm like, am I going to get a whole? See, this is. I'm glad because one, it subverted my expectations off rip because it was a dance album. Two, because I thought it was gonna be like a bunch of hotline blings and stuff. So I was like,
Mhm.
I was happy that it wasn't that. I was like, shit, this is gonna be annoying as hell. Like I'm gonna like it, but this album's gonna be annoying as hell. But it actually turned out to be pretty good because I feel like he gave people like R&B Drake, but he just refused to do it over regular beats. He like put it over house beats, and that's why a lot of it sounds so different to people, to where they're like really like don't like it because you traditionally like R&B Drake over R&B beats. So when he did it over house beats, it's like I don't want this. I want, what I'm saying, what I normally order. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard when you have a consumer base that consistently comes to you every time for the same thing, and you do something just wildly different. He only gave people like two two songs basically that were like songs that were normal that they could fool with. That's like Sticky and Jimmy Cooks. That's it. Them the only two that are regular, like that sound like
Yeah.
regular Drake. Everything else is like, okay, this is different. Um, but yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, I do want to add on to that. I also do think, I mean, it is like LGBTQ month too, so I think he was giving something to the girls. I think he was giving something to the girls, so they can get
Hmm.
out there and do their thing to some Drake. You feel me? Like,
Hmm.
because I have seen a lot of memes, of them doing that one leg drop, and I feel like the
Hmm.
girls are definitely feeling it. So I think, like it's also, that month, I feel like I feel like he wanna tap into more people than what he's already tapped in with. So my thing is,
Hmm.
if they wasn't listening to Drake before, I guarantee those people that wasn't listening to Drake before are definitely listening to him now because
Yeah.
he's tapping into their type of music that they want to
Yeah.
hear. So that's the reason why I applaud him for this album because he tapping into a whole nother like level of people. Like even if they did listen to his stuff, this album probably like definitely gives them what they need from Drake. Because I feel like
Yeah.
everybody wants to get a piece of Drake how they need it. Everybody gotta have that, one album that's they banger from an artist. I feel like.
Hmm.
So my thing is I think he gave what he was supposed to give, but I do think that he did drop it a little too soon. I think he could have, put a little bit more. Like he probably got some songs that he did that probably were better than the songs that he just threw on there since Beyonce said she was gonna drop. Because once Beyonce says she gonna drop, the Beehive not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
got you got to
Beehive
get
is
the heck
not
you
is
got to
not
get the heck
playing.
out the way. You got to get the heck out the way.
Yeah. At that
Like
point, ain't nobody about to release. Everybody done put their stuff on pause or they dropping it right now,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Like even
yeah.
like if you look at Chloe Bailey or what's her name? I can't remember right
Yeah.
now. The Lord have
Chloe
mercy
Bailey and
though.
Haley
Yeah,
Bailey.
and she just dropped something. So did Young Miami. She just dropped something.
Hmm.
P Diddy like everybody's dropping their shit right
Gucci.
now. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
dropping their shit right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm. Go
oh,
ahead.
I just want to say I do want to add to what Celine said. Overall I think that Drake is a smart businessman, and crossing over into a different, like she said, that was really smart the way he crosses over. And obviously, this music is for somebody. I'm just like a die-hard, true Drake fan, and so
Hmm.
for me, being like a fan from mixtape Drake, like I've been a fan of Drake
Yeah.
before people even knew who Drake was. To my standards, it didn't meet my standards.
Yeah.
Right. So hold on. There's a man, hold on. I gotta find the exact record. But there's some older records like from back then that kind of like hint at Drake would do something like this. You know what I'm saying? Because when you listen to like So Far Gone, there's like more poppy records that are like this in this vein. Like everything that he does, he's done it before in some capacity. Like I was like when he started doing like those Hispanic tracks, I'm like, why is he doing Hispanic cuts? Then I went back on him and I realized he's been collaborating with some Hispanic artists for a long time. Like when you go way,
Mm-hmm.
way back and you listen to old Drake, he was doing that. He was trying to like spread out. Like and then when you see what is that? Like dance hall stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like he's been doing that. Like people say, like, oh, he's a culture vulture, he's just riding the wave of right now. I'm like, nah, he was doing it before it was even cool to do it. Like he's always been
Yeah.
experimenting. People just didn't acknowledge it.
And that's the thing. He definitely touches cultures. Like he was doing like the reggae Jamaican vibe. Like
Mm-hmm.
getting into that. I mean, he is from Canada, so you have like a lot of that out there anyway.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like he's tapping into different cultures, and to me, like that's a lot of artists can't do it. A lot of artists can't do it. You cannot pull some of these artists that are good at rapping now and put them in every single genre. And that's what makes him a really the great artist that he is. Because he can pull himself into different types of music. I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised to see Lil Baby on a what was it? What's that man name? Damn
Oh, Ed
the
Sheeran?
redhead guy.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran. I was surprised to see them have a song together because I didn't think the a Lil Baby definitely had me look at him differently for making a song with him. Because my thing is, I didn't think Lil Baby would step out of his element, and
Mm-hmm.
go into different genres of music like he did with that song.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But with Drake, it doesn't surprise me. Like he gives me all vibes. Like he gonna get down with the rock stars. Like he gonna get down with them. He's gonna get
Mm-hmm.
down. I think so. I think he might make a rock album next. I
Nah,
wouldn't be
I
shocked.
don't think he's gonna do that. I really don't think he's gonna do that. I
Him and
Drake,
Willow
if
might start something up.
Drake, if you're listening to me, don't
I'm
fucking do that.
down.
No,
I'm
no,
down.
just
I'm
stop.
down for
Cease
him
and
and a
desist.
Willow collab.
Like one record, one. I don't need a whole album, please, Drake. Don't.
I'm down for him and a Willow collab for the one time. I think that'll be a good collab.
That'd be interesting.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no. Willow is
Oh
cold though.
boy,
I
just
do I do
like
like.
you.
Yeah,
Just like you.
yeah,
Drake would slide on that. You know he would.
yeah. Okay,
I think
okay,
he would
okay.
slide. I think he would
Okay.
slide.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Save that
Okay,
book.
so I guess my next question is like, why do you think people responded so angrily? Because I've never seen people get this defensive and angry over
Um,
just an album.
I don't think
People scared
people.
of different.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think people were angry. I think that, like I said, like there are some very passionate Drake fans, and like it's a difference when like an artist gives you a hit. I know you said you've been paying attention to like the hints here and there that he was going to go in this direction, but it's a difference when an artist gives you a heads up, like, hey, I'm going in a new direction, and then they just throw it at you. So he came out with this album cover that looks like Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I'm saying? Like it's giving you the '90s like West Coast rap vibe. So that's what they
Yeah,
were. We were all talking about the album cover before it dropped, thinking that's the direction he was going to go in. And
yeah.
then you
He's
drop this album that has nothing to do with the album cover. So I think people were just like confused and like, wait a minute, this is not the vibe you were giving us. Like, I think that's what's going on.
yeah.
I mean, I think regardless of whatever cover it was in general, everybody was gonna be thrown off because they're so used to Drake dropping the ladies man, like that he was not giving he was giving he was giving he was giving that upbeat. I just don't think people was prepared or ready for it, and it just threw people off, and it was just like, damn Drake, like, this is what we doing now. So you just said fuck us, so you dance hall now.
Right.
That's what you doing now, Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like saying you got your wings and it didn't come with no wrench. That's what people were saying. You didn't give me no damn wrench. You didn't give me no damn wrench. You gave me the wings, but you ain't give me no wrench.
Oh, that's a
Right.
perfect
Okay.
description.
You got me fucked up. That's what people reacted to it. Like, I ain't got no sauce. People don't play about their sauce. They missing
Right.
the
That's a
sauce. That's
perfect
all. They
description.
missing
That
the
is-
sauce.
Yeah, that is a damn good description.
They missing the sauce.
Right.
They want the
Yeah,
ranch. They missing the ranch. They want that ranch. No,
Yeah,
I'm
you wanted
dead
some ranch or some barbecue or whatever.
ass.
And he fucked around. He fucked
Them
around and
motherfuckers came dry.
he gave you some sweet and sour sauce. You said, "What the fuck is this?"
Sweet and sour sauce on some chicken.
Mhm.
No. And it's not even
Man.
fried chicken. It's baked.
Right.
It's baked.
So, like, seeing people in the club buy bottles and on the thing put Drake album sucks. It's kind of it's like wild to me. Like I'm like, bro, you've literally spent money. You spent money to buy bottles and then put on there Drake album sucks. Do you know how angry you gotta be to spend that kind of money in the club? Like, it wasn't just one bottle. Like, he had the sparklers and everything. And I was like, fam, that's at least $500, if not more, depending on where you at. So I'm like, fam, you got a section. Bought bottles just to say, yo, Drake let me down. I'm crying.
I'm crying all
Yeah.
motherfucking night.
Mhm.
But see, whether good or bad, everybody's gonna go listen to it. That's the thing. Everybody's gonna go listen to it because they want to see the controversy. Everybody's saying they love it. Everybody's saying they hate it. Everybody's gonna listen to it at the end of the day. So it's gonna jump regardless. His numbers are gonna go crazy still.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
They said it's like in the top. They said on Apple Music right now is ranked in like the top 10 dance albums.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So it's so in on Apple Music, it's number one. Like dance
Number one
and
now?
just
Okay.
all genres, period. It's number one. Just it just straight up is, because on Apple Music, literally, at least the last time I checked yesterday, he had songs 1, 2, 3, 4 was "Wait for You," which is basically him. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 he didn't have, that was Bad Bunny, and then 10, 11, 12, 13 was him again. Then it was Bad Bunny again, and then it was like his it was, what was it? It was Downhill and Tie That Binds, sitting at 21 and 27 respectively. Like, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, so people are rocking with this.
But
You know
that's what I'm saying. Like, people are going back and listening to it to see if they fucking with. They listen to it, and then they be like, they got a little taste, and then they go back for another taste, and then they taste it again, and they're like, you know what? It's not so bad. You know, it's not so bad. Like,
right, but
I
also
can
imagine
listen to it or something if I'm vibing. And mind you, it's the weekend. Everybody was drunk, on drugs and stuff. They was listening to that. They was listening.
But imagine, like, because I wonder, like, imagine, I don't know how much he gets paid just for people listening, but I personally listen to the entire album 3 times, and I pay for Apple Music every month. So imagine how much money he's getting for people like me who keep listening over and over again, trying to convince themselves maybe I do kind of like it. Imagine how much money he's getting over that.
I've listened to this
album. People doubling back. They definitely doubling back.
Yeah.
To see if they fucking with it or not. For shit, sure. Like, they definitely, I think, because it's like, for me, I fuck with it. Like, I just like music like that in general. Like, I can see myself getting down. Like, I'm getting ready. I'm about to go outside. I'm dancing, putting my makeup on. It's on. Like, I'm taking shots. We lit. I'm a snap. I'm gonna do my little one. Yeah, we we outside. We outside. We lit off a Drake. And then when I go outside and I get in the car, I'm gonna be playing um um who am I what is that man name? I don't even know. Big Boogie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brr. Y'all know him? Y'all know him? You said
I
Boogie
don't
boy stop
know.
bitching hoe, I'm not your last nigga. Ain't you
Oh
glad,
yeah, I
baby?
love
I'm
that
Big Daddy
shit.
smash quicker. Hey, never mama find the way she been that ass
I do
nigga.
like that song.
Yeah.
You talking about
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, you know that? Hold on now,
the
y'all
P
supposed to be
power.
that's my
She got
little
that P power. I can't say the
yeah.
word on here, but yeah.
Yeah. Gotta do the
Mm-hmm.
clap, 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 clap.
I do like that song. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Cause my thing is like, as somebody that like I'd got in the car and I drove to DC and I listened to the album. That was it. That's all I listened to the entire ride.
Mhm.
And then I was like, do I even like this album? Like once I got to my room and then I played it one more time over the TV and I was like, yeah, I like this album because I think a lot of people fail to realize like hip hop clubs are not the majority. Like when you're out there and you're really traveling, hip hop clubs are not the majority. Like
It's
music
not.
that he just made is the majority of clubs.
It's about to be
Especially
everywhere.
in Vegas.
He just
Listen,
touched a
Vegas,
whole
yes.
nother.
Vegas is about to
He
play
just
the
touched
hell out of
a
Drake's album.
whole nother like.
Because when you go to Vegas clubs, that's all they play. Like that's you don't
Mm-hmm.
hear nothing but techno and dance music. That's it.
He
Yep.
just. That's why I said he just touched a whole nother like spectrum of music. That's why I'm like, yeah, this man. We gonna hear his beats in like more stores than we ever have. Like
Yeah.
he just went. We talking about going global. This man just went global with it. He
That is
just went
true.
extraordinarily global with it, straight up. I think he went global with this one for sure.
Oh yeah.
He was only reaching a certain amount of people with, I mean, he was reaching hella people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to
Right.
downplay him. But with this album, he touching everybody because all the normal people that's been listening to him going to see what it's about. But then he opening other people's eyes to come fuck with him. Like
Yeah. So I
Drake just did his thing. I ain't gonna lie. Like I just like how he just opened that can of worms. It's
yeah.
no going back.
That's
So
true. That's
what
true.
I've realized is that his next album is gonna have house music on there. Like he gonna give us the same formula, but he gonna infuse house music on there. That next album's gonna do dumb numbers. It's gonna go crazy because
Because they're gonna want to see what he do.
he's gonna add that to his formula.
Yeah.
Because every time he does something different, then he adds it to his album.
But
Like once he starts
sometimes
doing dance hall, he adds it to his album. Huh?
But like Celine also said earlier, sometimes Drake has like a habit of releasing different albums. So this may be like the house one, and then he'll go back to R&B, and then the next one after that will be house again. Like I'm sure like he's thinking about it right now because you know
Nah,
how
nah.
quick he'll
I
put
am.
an album out.
I'm 110% positive. His next one is gonna have everything on there because he got to feed the people, right? Cob will be like
Yeah.
2 years old, 3 years old when the next one drops. So he has to do that. That's his business plan. He always gives the people what they need. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 years, bare minimum. You're gonna get what you need from them. So I'm pretty positive this next one gonna have everything on there. It's gonna sound crazy. Like hopefully he's able to marry it together and it don't sound like a hot mess because that's a lot of fucking genres to be on one album.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
if he makes more stickies,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I am okay with more stickies. Stickies just hard.
I can agree with that too. I can agree
Like
with that one too.
if that's what we gonna get is more stickies, hey, sign me up. Um,
Yeah. He definitely like did his due diligence, I think. For that genre, I think he did his due diligence because wow. I'm just thinking
yep.
about how many people he just touched. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
nah, this is about to go crazy.
Okay, so last question is, all right, so we seen like is when is it okay for an artist to experiment? Because I see that um a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, when artists experiment like this, like it goes awry. But it seems like he was in a lot safer of a position. So what's a good time to experiment? Is it later in your career when you ain't got nothing to lose?
So I'm gonna my answer. I have like an answer that's all over the place, but
Go
basically,
ahead.
I do think that you should experiment once you have a solid fan base. Some people can come out and within 2 months they have a solid fan base, especially with TikTok and
Hmm.
shit now, right? Like you become famous like that. Um, but also I think that I don't really think there's a necessarily a time frame to experiment. For instance, like Beyonce, she had a specific sound to her when she first came out. Like we knew Beyonce was R&B, right? And then um the last, what was it, like 5 years ago, she started doing more I'm black and I'm proud music and
Hmm.
going in a different direction. And I personally was a fan of it. Now I know that like I personally know that a lot of white people wasn't, fucking with it and they didn't really understand, which is not for you to understand anyway. And
Hmm.
so it started catering more towards the hey, Black Lives Matter, Black Pride, all that, direction. And I
Hmm.
think that was a good move for her. But sometimes you just kind of have to test it out to see how it works. So I don't think there's necessarily like the right time to experiment, but you do with experimenting in general, you do have to be ready. You're always going to get backlash. So
Yeah. I would agree that definitely as an artist, you're always your hardcore fan, especially you know what I'm saying. There's no other way around it. Like niggas don't be wanting to hear different stuff. Like give me my trap rap, give me my R&B. Thank you very much. I'm checking out now. Like that's literally, you know what I'm saying. When I get in the car with people and I listen to what they play, and I'm just like, bro, I'm like, so this all you listen to? That's it? Like all you listen to is murder this person, sell this drug, and all this other, like people have a very like strict box that they normally strict stick to in mass. And it's good that you know what I'm saying you that he's willing to experiment, but I don't to have as solid of a rap fan base that he does. This is a huge risk because then most rap fans are just rap fans. Most R&B fans are just fans of R&B. Like you literally have whole camps of people that are I just like R&B Drake and literally remove every song that's rap and keeps all the R&B. You have people that remove all the raps, I mean all the R&B songs and just keeps the rap. Like, you know what I'm
mm,
saying? And I think that's crazy in a way.
yeah,
No, it's for sure crazy. Like you need to diversify yourself, and I would highly recommend people get out the house, get out the house, go somewhere, go somewhere, go somewhere. Because once you get outside, you realize like, oh, there's a whole lot more music going on, like a whole lot more. And although rap music is the most consumed in mass, there's way more genres of music that are going on.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And even though Billboard doesn't reflect it because people that consume rap music and all that like consume it like freaking fiends. They're like
hmm
freaking like, oh, I need more, I need more, I need more. They're like gluttons. You know what I'm saying? But when you get outside of that, like the other genres, they're just way more. There's a lot more longevity to have in your career with
hmm
touching other genres of music. And I
no,
think I think
I
this
agree.
has added another like 7 years to Drake lifespan, honestly.
Mm. Yeah, and I agree with you're saying, like, but also like his last album, the album he came with before this, he was touching, he went in a, like, there was not avenue he stayed in. That album literally had five different types of music on it.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, it
we got the Afro beats Drake. Like, oh, what, you can do Afro beats Drake? Okay, I didn't know that. Like, and it did take me a few listens to like that album, but that was only because that particular album, like, there was no flow to it. Like he literally just threw like a bunch of different songs on an album. But
did.
like you said, like he's slowly but surely in every album been inching towards something different. So he has like the past probably the past like 6 years, every album has progressively been different. Like there's no, it's not you're not gonna get the same thing from Drake.
Yeah, yeah. So, Shar, is there
Yeah.
any way you? Because Celine ain't coming back. I don't think. but, do you got anything you want to promote for yourself? You know what I'm saying? What you got going on?
At the moment, I don't have nothing going on in life right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just been turning up. I just been turning up and
Ma'am.
partying. That is what my life is right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, stay tuned. For right now, it's just literally just I got a lot of travels coming up. That's it.
Yeah, I would, man. I would say, y'all, if y'all are listening, um, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, I get better because I'm over here sick as a dog, man. Like I don't even know why I fucking did this shit. Like the longer I sit here, the more I'm like, man, I could be in the fucking bed. No, but seriously though, I love this stuff, and thank you guys for listening. This has been the Drake, honestly, Nevermind album review. Like, comment, subscribe, leave us a review on the podcast pages, and thanks. We out.